What's up, everybody? It's Garden Sound, and before anybody says anything, yes, I am completely aware that I have paint in my hair. I am painting something. I can't tell you what because it is a surprise for my wife. If I say what it is, she's gonna find. I got paint in my hair. Okay, leave me alone. So, continuing my trend with obsessing over Asian rappers, we're going to be doing another Rich Chigga song, and it's not because I think that I'm gonna make it by doing Rich Chigga songs. It's because the man just keeps putting out fire, and this particular track has Young Thug, Rich the Kid, and it's produced by Diplo. Now, Diplo is one of my favorite producers of all time. Say what you want about the man. He makes a banger. One of the most successful producers of all time also goes by Major Lazer. Today, we're going to be doing the song Bankroll.
Said you want to do it for a bankroll. Bankroll, bankroll, bankroll. Can't boo bankroll. My money don't phone. I bet she'll do it for the bankroll.
Now, if you haven't seen my video on Glow Like That by Rich Chigga, it's going to be a similar style. You've noticed that the audio has probably been upgraded since the last video, and that's because it has, because we're in season 2 now. I got quality standards, ladies and gentlemen. Friggin' standards. If you haven't seen her already, this is my pet Lila. She's a parrot. She's the shit. And her and I are going to be going over how to make this beat today. Make some fat beats. Is that right, Lila? We're making some fat beats. Fat beats, son. Those fat beats. Fat. I'm thick. Those thick beats, thick, son. Fat beats. Yeah, I'm drinking iced coffee. What you gonna do about it? Bankroll, bankroll, bankroll. So there's basically 2 parts to this beat. You've got this kind of slow section that comes back every once in a while. It sounds like this.
Said you want to do it for a bankroll. But left to the trap at the back door. Ain't trying to see them clothes on no more. Baby, just do it for a bankroll.
Then you got this harder part that has kind of a click, clock kind of, I don't know. I want to say like it's a woodblock type of deal along with a vocal kind of stab, so it goes ooh ee ooh listen. Got some typical trap drums, hover pads. I don't think this is gonna take too long to make, although every time I say that it ends up taking forever. I'm gonna show you how to make all the sounds. I'm gonna show you how to make those 2 sections. I'm not gonna be doing any vocals because that's not my thing, and then I'm gonna compose it out and I'm gonna put it up as a separate song. And you can download this how to make. You can download the project file on my Patreon, and you can also take a look at all the stems for this song. I'm going to upload the stems and the project file to my Patreon page, and those supporters who support me on Patreon will have access to this tonight. All right, so let's start in this thing right now. We're going to start with the trap section, and then we're going to do the slow section because I want to do this trap section. It's like something that's on my mind right now. All right, so we're going to have a kick, a sub, a nightmare kind of sound, you know, that snare kind of metal sound. We're also going to have a click snare. We're also going to have some hats. I like this kick, and we're going to round that off a bit by using the fades in Ableton, so we don't want that in the top part. This one should work. The kick and the 808 happen at the same time, so we want to duplicate these together. All right, now, in order to make this sound really cohesive, we got to sidechain these together, and we're going to compress this by running a kick sidechain through. That's going to give us a sub that has a little bit of a dip on the same. It's just got a little bit of a dip in it because the kick is forcing it down. All right, now we need to add a little bit of saturation to this sub to make it a little bit more grimy. You hear how Diplo's sub is kind of a brah, and ours is just kind of. His has got a bit of an edge to it, and the way you do that is you add saturation or distortion. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. We got a big snap, like a huge snap. And for this, we're gonna use my boy Bill, Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill's got a whole bunch of really cool sample packs out on his website. Go get them. They rule. Go subscribe to his tutorial series because he's got the coolest stuff. If you want to learn how I learned, go watch his videos. I'm gonna use that for sure. Two separate cymbals here. One is a closed hi-hat and the other one is an open ride. All right, now we got to get that bum, 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 bum. That main synthesizer that Diplo's got going on in here. What it is a combination of a few things. I think it's a sample-driven kind of click snare. I think I'm gonna actually use a nightmare snare as part of a sample, like an ethnic kind of woodblock drum, and it's also a vocal sample. So I'm gonna be getting my Roland out because it's got a killer kind of vocal thing in here. There's gonna be 3 different instruments going on at once to make this. That kind of cheesy 80s sound, you know what I'm saying? I think it's that layered with some other stuff. So under simpler, I'm gonna grab one of the nightmare samples. All right, we got one more thing to add in here. That's kind of an ethnic sound from Steam Pipe, which is one of my favorite synthesizers in the Reactor series. We're getting pretty close to the actual sound here. So now I've got my 3 different samples. Everything's relatively well mixed. Next thing I want to do is work on this first channel, this first part, which is just basically, said you want to do it for a bankroll. This part over here. I've got a hover instrument that'll already work perfectly for this. So let me go to my instrument rack. I'm going to grab the hover pad that I made for the Daft Punk video. There's also a piano layered under here. 3 separate effects to make here. One is that big, like, kind of thing. So we're going to start with that one first. Perfect. Now this next one is this. Now we need the same type of reverb on this thing, which is going to be that huge 6-second reverb that I use all the time. It's like the best plugin in Ableton. Turn that delay time up. Good. Now this is a cool trick that Diplo does. After I consolidate this thing, I'm going to go ahead and put in a transposition modulation automation clip. Say transposition modulation automation 3 times fast. All right, now I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to raise it just 1, 2 half steps over the course of this line. All right, that's going to take care of these 2 major sections. The next thing I'm going to do is compose this out, and that's going to be it. Remember, if you'd like to take this apart and see how this is made, if you support me on Patreon, I'll be uploading this today. So my Patreon supporters who are supporting me for just $2 a month are going to be able to see how all this works, get the project files, get the stems, tear to pieces, and just kind of analyze it yourself. My name is GARDNSOUND, and I go by Gardener, I go by GARDNSOUND, I go by Hey Kid, I go by Weird Hair. This is Lila, the parrot, and this has been Bankroll. Hope you've enjoyed what I do. If you support what I do here on the show, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're not already. And from here on out, here's a time lapse.